Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and yesterday, the 27th of December, marked the 6th anniversary of the death of Carrie Fisher, who, of course, played Princess Leia in the Star Wars films. Anyway, her daughter, Billie Lourd, has honoured her mother, pardon me, I'm a bit croaky, on the anniversary of her death. That's what comes from having a chicken madras for my lunch. I get a croaky voice. Anyway, so let's get the news window up. There we go. This is from Screen Rant, as usual. Links in the description. Don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell, follow me on my social medias, Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. I'm also on Rumble and Anchor.fm, Spotify, Amazon Music Podcasts and Google Play Podcasts. Just search for that Old Yorkshire Geek on those services. But they've also got links in the description for most of that stuff. Right, so here we go. Billie Lourd honours mother Carrie Fisher on anniversary of her death. Star Wars actor Billie Lourd shares a heartwarming Instagram post in honour of her mother Carrie Fisher on the 6-year anniversary of her death. And there's Billie Lourd along with Carrie Fisher. I think this is the first one, Force Awakens. I think this is Force Awakens. I think. I might be wrong. Billie Lourd. Is that right? Yes, Billie Lourd. Sorry, I was just making sure you could read it in the window. Right, Billie Lourd honours her late mother. I'm so professional. Iconic Star Wars actress Carrie Fisher in an Instagram post commemorating the 6-year anniversary of her death. An actress since the age of 19, Fisher is best known for her role as Princess Leia Organa. Was it Leia? In the Star Wars franchise. She first appeared in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, Star Wars, in 1977, and would go on to reprise the role in 5 more Star Wars films. 6 more. 5 more. 6 altogether. Me and Maths. Where were we? She also appeared in several television episodes, video games and documentaries for the franchise. Fisher died at the age of 60, no age, on December 27th, 2016, due to cardiac arrest. She was on a plane, I think, wasn't she? Was she on a plane? And she suddenly took ill and then, ended up in the hospital and passed away. It's very sad. Her death came as a massive blow to Star Wars fans around the world and to her daughter Lourd, who confirmed Fisher's death in a press statement. I think it was around the time, wasn't it, that Rogue One came out. On the 6th-year anniversary of Fisher's death, Lourd posted a moving tribute to her mother on Instagram. Lourd says that this time of year is usually especially hard on her because of her mother's death, but that the past 2 weeks have been some of the most joyful of her life. Don't forget, I think also, is it today? Is it the 6th-year anniversary of Carrie Fisher's mother, Debbie Reynolds' death? I think. I'll have to check that now. Yes, Carrie Fisher died on the 27th of December 2016 at the age of 60, and the following day, December 28th, Reynolds was taken by ambulance to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles after suffering a severe stroke, according to her son. She was 84 years old. She had intracerebral hemorrhage. And Todd Fisher later said that Debbie Reynolds, had been his mother, I think it was his mother, had been seriously affected by her daughter's death and that her grief was partially responsible for her stroke, noting that his mother stated, "I want to be with Carrie." So that's really super sad. So that was 6 years today. So that's very sad. Anyway, we'll carry on with this. Where were we? I forgot where I was now. Anyway, I'll start again this paragraph. On the 6th-year anniversary of Fisher's death, Lourd posted a moving tribute to her mother. On Instagram, Lourd says that this time of year is usually especially hard on her because of her mother's death, but that the past 2 weeks have been some of the most joyful of her life, as Lourd's daughter Jackson was born on December 15th. Lourd laments that Fisher never got to meet Jackson, but that she keeps Fisher's memory bright and alive by telling her children stories about their grandmother. I hope they mention mention the great-grandmother as well, reading the heartwarming caption below. So here we go. It has been 6 years since my mumby died. Feels like 2, but also like 705 at the same time. And unlike most other years since she's died this year, these past 2 weeks have been some of the most joyful of my life. Giving birth to my daughter and watching my son meet her have been 2 of the most magical moments I have ever experienced. But with the magic of life tends to come the reality of grief. My mum is not here to meet either of them and isn't here to experience any of the magic. Sometimes the magical moments can also be the hardest. That's the thing about grief. I wish my mumby were here, but she isn't. So all I can do is hold on to the magic harder. Hug my kids a little tighter, tell them a story about her, share her favourite things with them, tell them how much she would have loved them. For anyone out there experiencing the reality of grief alongside the magic of life, I see you. You are not alone. Don't ignore either. Life can be magical and griefy at the same time. Sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional then. And there's a lovely photo of Carrie Fisher, and I presume that's the young Billie Lourd. And there's the Instagram thing, so you can check that out. How Carrie Fisher's Star Wars legacy lives on. The anniversary of Fisher's death is memorialised each year by both Star Wars fans and friends of Fisher alike. There has also been overwhelming support for Lourd, who not only lost her mother in 2016, but her grandmother Debbie Reynolds as well, as I said, the day after. While Fisher was best known for her Star Wars role, she was also notable in her no-holds-barred approach to talking about difficult subjects like addiction. It seems Lourd is following in her mother's footsteps by talking so frankly about her experiences with grief. While Fisher has passed away, her Star Wars legacy lives on. Despite Fisher's death, Leia was an integral part of 2019's Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, which reused 8 minutes of previously unreleased footage of Fisher from 2015's The Force Awakens. I'm sorry, but The Rise of Skywalker was not good. I really like The Force Awakens because it was the first of a new era for Star Wars, and I really liked The Force Awakens, and I still do like it, but Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker kind of tarnished it, didn't they? Anyway, there were concerns from fans that Lucasfilm might digitally recreate Fisher as Leia in future Star Wars projects, as was done with the late Peter Cushing in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. However, that has not happened. Instead, Lucasfilm has found new ways to integrate Leia into their storytelling, as seen with this year's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, God, that was awful. The Ewan McGregor starring show partially focused on a younger Leia, played by Vivian Lyra Blair. Sorry, that show was awful. It was terrible. Why did they have to do that? Just left him on Tatooine. He could have had a cool adventure on Tatooine, looking after Luke, but they had to send him across the galaxy, didn't they, with young Leia. Anyway, though Fisher will not be returning to the Star Wars franchise, her legacy lives on not only through Leia's massive importance to the Star Wars universe, but through her daughter as well. Lourd portrayed Cadel Co-Connix in 3 Star Wars films, and even did some of the stand-in CGI work for Fisher during The Rise of Skywalker after her mother's passing. With Lourd carrying on her mother's legacy, and with Star Wars fans around the world still mourning the loss of an iconic actor, Fisher's impact will certainly never be forgotten. There we go. So it's very sad. By the way, another role that I love Carrie Fisher in is in When Harry Met Sally. I forgot the name of the character. My mind blanks at the times like this. But she was great in that. It was very amusing. And she was also in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Remember they were hitchhiking once, and she gave them a lift, and that went awry, didn't it? But yeah, she'd been in other stuff as well. She was in a film, I think it was not long, early 80s. What was that called now? A sci-fi film. And I can't remember what it was called, but it wasn't very good. But she focused more on writing, didn't she, than acting. But also don't forget her mother, Debbie Reynolds, passed away today, 6 years ago today, 28th. Obviously, she's most famous for Singing in the Rain, which is a brilliant film. I love that film. I might watch that later on. I know I say that all the time. But, Yeah, she were great in that. I think she was only 19 as well when she did Singing in the Rain. I'm sure she were. That's a classic film. And obviously she's done lots of other stuff as well. So they both have a great legacy. So we'll leave it there. It's very, on a sombre note after Christmas. By the way, on that sombre note, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all the other stuff. So anyway, we'll leave it there. So anyway, thanks for watching. And wherever you are in the universe, look after each other. And until next time, I'll see thee.